Karl-Oskar, as Petra told you. The importance to be included in the idea of social change, instead of be the audience to the change in politics, money, and the art centers. Before I start, I want to include two corporate and welfare resources from the childhood forest where I grew up in Bergslagen. And this place is between Stockholm and the Norwegian border. I have it in my bag here. So this is a rocket from Bofors weapon factory. And this is iron from an abandoned mine close to my home. For me, it is very important to hold my eyes on these resources and about the wars about these resources when I work with art. This is what the world gave little Karl-Oskar and his friend to play with. So I have learned to include this in my life. I will try to talk about what we do at Stellbergs mine. It was a grand explanation before, but I will try to dig a little bit into that. I am one of the persons who are responsibility for the structure, economics, and the arts in the non-existent center. And we are a group that have bought this large mine area with a lot of facilities. And this mine is close to where I grew up, and the mine was shut down by, let's see, this man, Jan Stenbeck, the CEO of Kinnevik. He shut it down in 1977, and he used the profit to develop telecom and cable TV in the Western world. And brands such as Comvik, Tele2, ZTV, TV3. Brands that I grew up with, that was strong storytellers in my life. What we work with in the non-existent center could be described as ongoing society research from the year 2012 till 2070. And as Petra said, the year 2070 is the year when the municipality is calculated to be erased because of depopulation, because of people moving to the cities, as Stockholm, Oslo, Gothenburg, Berlin or London. But in recent years, there have been quite a dramatic change in this municipality. The war in Syria is one example that made people escape from their country. And the situation have been the last years is a lot of empty houses, hotels, school buildings that venture capitalists have bought up and made to asylum housing. So today, or the last years, not today because the border is closer, or it's getting very hard to go over the bridge, for example, to Sweden. But the recent years have been around 1,000 people searching for asylum in this municipality where it lives 5,000 people. So it changed the structure a lot, and it demands a lot on this little municipality. And one consequence is that 35% in the villages close to the mine are voting for the Swedish Democrats. That's the most in Sweden. So this is a background to the landscape we try to work in. To do that, we need to share experience with people, to understand ourselves and the society we are in. We're searching for common questions, where we negotiate, understand, and criticism is very important to the relation to each one of us, to the critics are a very close relation to the dilemmas we stand before as individuals and as collective. Our method is to meet people and open up that we call question centers. We are in supermarkets, church, asylum housing, public venues, and factories. We try to give it time, and sometimes it becomes a story if everyone involved feels motivated. We are balanced on the doorstep to the arts. And I can say we've fallen many times in the wrong direction. But hopefully, we are training our balance. Since 2012, there is over 100 people from the villages, the cities, Damascus, Kopparberg, Mali, Finland, farmers and writers, mine workers, and artists have participated in the work. And we don't look for heroes, but we search for equal situations between us. When we meet, we're searching for trust to raise difficult questions and to listen carefully to each other about dreams, money, work, migration, love, war, and the resources of the planet. We're searching for tools to discover ourselves in the world and the situations that have created us. And we ask ourselves, why is it like this? We ask, who had the possibility to knowledge and have the possibility to gain tools to orientate yourself in the world? Who can be a part of to work through the things that hurt? Racism, miner's lung, sexism, unemployment, and a hand that was clapping your head and said, "Little you don't understand this." And this is personal for me. And maybe you recognize yourself in it as well. I want to understand, and I want to have a space to act from. I wanted to change the rules of the game. I returned to my childhood playgrounds, the ruins and the fields of fire. And I returned to the consequences of global capitalism. Unemployment, poverty, and venture capitalism that was taking care of things that we need to take care of. I return to the calmful nature and the warm relations that I have there. So what is this inclusion? It's not exclusion. Inclusion for me is to care about yourself so you have the strength to care for the other. To care for the stranger in yourself. To be together in the borderland and negotiate on what we should do. In a no man's land where we doesn't really know what is right or wrong. A situation that we ask questions to each other on what is important and what has a real value to us. We ask if everyone has a home, or enough food, or someone to talk to when it feels hard. I care first when I have a close relationship to something. To understand someone's suffering is to understand that person's desire and dreams. I try to involve people as equal, is to be solidaric to the same goal, not because of it looks good for the statics or because of your wallet demands it. Those who not participate in your life, in my life, in your work, become strange to me. If not the audience exist in a close relationship to my work, the audience will be the stranger in me. We will be ghosts to each other. I include what I can love. If I love my friends in the center, I will include them in my work, in my space. If I love to have a lot of money and longing to buy a cabin in the mountains, I will include that things that make that possible. I'm suffering from the rules of the game I'm forced to play. It's quite okay. But I try to a pragmatic way suggest different rules. It's hard, but I'm not alone. And there is a lot of kind eyes and sincere movements around me. So what are we doing? The group, the people, the audience, the artists, in the non-existent center. We propose something in between a people's movement and contemporary art. The scale is just up to us and the leaders around us. And I think I get over time a bit here, but I have one sentence. My last words to you would be as a colleague, but at the same time as the audience. Let us listen again, give it time, and use your willpower to decentralize knowledge, money, and the spaces for art. Good luck, and thank you.
Tack.
Ursäkta.
Thank you.